How to Become Rich and How to Be Famous. You wrote the book How to Become Rich and How to Be Famous. You had a book on interview with 45 super rich people. I would say my question is, if someone asking you for the most important advices on how to become rich in this world right now,
yes.
the changing world right now, there's so many things
yes.
changing up to COVID, and
yes.
we're looking to the future, not the past, but looking to the future. Yes. What would be your advices?
Okay, first advice for people here in Vietnam. Stop thinking about investment in cryptocurrency or any stocks. It's more likely that you will become poor than to become rich.
Okay.
Invest everything in learning English. Why is that? Why is it so important? Yesterday I met a businessman here in Hanoi, but he came from Korea. And he told me a lot of startups here, people who found startups, they came from rich families, so they had the possibility to have money to start. I have doubts whether it's so. I think it's not so important to have money if you found a new company. It's more about the idea, because there will be other people, maybe venture capitalists or private equity, who will give you money if you have the idea. That yes, I agree, but there's the next problem. These people, they don't speak English well, and maybe they have a good idea, but then they have to pitch for getting money from venture capitalists. They can't do it because they don't speak English. And so yesterday I had a press conference about my book, and there was the same question. What would you recommend to young people in Vietnam? Should they invest in cryptocurrency or whatever? No, stop it. Invest in learning English. This is so very important, because otherwise I think you speak much better English than I do. I have no talent for foreign languages. I have this German accent, so I know. And I never had the opportunity to live, as you did for a longer time, in an English-speaking country. And I have absolutely no talent to learn foreign languages. But I understood you have to learn it. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to learn it. If not, you can't, if we speak about the future, you can't be successful. I can guarantee. So this is the first thing that I can recommend to everyone, because otherwise you can't read a lot of interesting books. Not all interesting books are translated in Vietnamese. You can't see a lot of interesting videos or read articles on the internet. So this is the first thing. The next thing I recommend to you, start reading books about successful people that will motivate you. Why is it important to read books? Maybe you say, okay, he's writing books, he wants that people buy it. Oh, of course I want it. This is the reason. I write books that people read it. But I mentioned Warren Buffett before, who read every single book with finance and money in the title when he was very young. So with 10 years. And his partner, Charlie Munger, I think you heard about him. He's partner for Warren Buffett. He's now, I think, almost 100 years old. His children call him a book on two legs. And why? Because they say every day he reads another book. I don't know how he do it. I can't read every day a book. But not only about finance, but biographies, autobiographies about successful people, you can learn a lot. So young people, in a lot of cases, they don't read enough. So they spend too many times on social media and the internet. I spend also sometimes too much time there, but it's important. Second thing, read about successful people. You can learn from them. For example, my book, Dare to be Different and Grow Rich. I analyzed 50 biographies of successful people. Yeah. Maybe you don't have the time to read all these 50 biographies, as I did. So there's this book for you, that you don't have to read 50 books, only one book, to have all the results from analyzing there. So this is another thing. Then third thing is, write down your goals. I mentioned before, it makes such a big difference whether you write it down or not. So this is so very important. And then maybe the fourth very important thing, start learning how to sell. And
right.
You can't learn it at the university do something, start to sell, maybe on the internet or wherever. But sales is so very important, and you should learn. Think about this very successful people there in this book. They told me they owe so much of their success to their ability to sell. And some people think you have to be born with, or you have to be someone who speaks a lot. So, no, I'm not a salesman. It's not to speak. This is wrong. Now I speak a lot. But if I sell something, I don't speak a lot. I listen a lot. Because it's much more important to listen than to talk if you be good in sales. To know what your client or your customer, what he wants, and then you can sell him. If you talk all the time, you will sell nothing. So learn how to listen and learn how to sell.